Hey guys, welcome to another project. Today I'll be showing you how to make this hair-on bucket sling back. This is an older design from a previous collection of mine, but I added a lot of new design details. If this is something you are interested in learning how to make your own version of and pick up some tips and techniques when it comes to working with more circular bags, then continue watching. I've already cut out all of my pieces, so now I'm going to move forward with edge coating all of the visible pieces. Again, I like to apply edge coat to most of my leather goods because I don't like raw edges when it comes to certain bags in particular. Right here, I'm just applying edge coat to the strap tabs, the hardware tabs, and of course our pocket. Additionally, I'll be cutting out a strap for the back portion, which our strap will attach to. I'll be edge coating that as well. Here I'm removing the top layer of the double-sided tape from the front portion of the pocket. This will keep everything in place as I stitch. For a lot of my bags, I like for the stitch to be on the exterior versus sewing the bag and turning it right side out. I prefer this look, so for that technique, I'm going to add double-sided tape on the wrong side of one panel and attach that to the right side of the other panel, which is actually the back panel. And from there, I'll do 2 stitch lines along the side seam. In stitching the opposite side, you'll line everything up the same way you did the first time, but instead of stitching on the exterior of the base, you'll be stitching from the interior of the base. You'll see that in a second. I like to double side tape it just to keep everything in place. And once I start to stitch, I like to fold that area down so that I can see exactly where my stitch is and complete all the way through. There's your first stitch. You'll add a second stitch to mimic the other side. Moving on to the top trim, I'm folding this down by a half and of course adding my double-sided tape to keep everything in place, and then I'm going to do a nice top stitch going all the way around. Now turning the bag inside out, I'm going to work towards the bottom gusset. You want to start with the side seams and just make sure everything is even. Additionally, this is where you'll see what portion of this panel is the back versus the front. So now I'm just taking the strap attachment and placing that in between the back panel and the bottom gusset, and I'm going to stitch all the way around at 1/4 to almost a 1/2 inch. When it comes to working with circular bags, it took me a while to figure out a technique as to how to get the bottom gusset sewn in straight. There's been a lot of trial and error with this method. However, I feel like this is the best technique in stitching an evenly round bottom. So what I like to do is start with the center area, clip that together, and match up the opposite center area, clip that together. So both of those sides, just that tiny little portion, before moving on to the side seams. Once the two center areas are stitched into place, you'll then move on to the side seam, stitch that into place, move on to the opposite side seam, stitch that into place. From there, you will determine if everything is even or not before you can stitch completely around. That has been the method that works for me. Now moving on, I'm just cutting off any excess leather that we do not need. This also helps when turning the bag right side out to make sure your seams are completely even and smooth. I'm not a fan of grommets. They just remind me of some old 80s rock band that just disrespected the use of grommets by overly using them. Yeah, so I'm not a fan, but I'm adding them here. Anytime I do a bucket style bag, I do use grommets for the drawstring closure. And right here, I'm just attaching them with my grommet die setter and adding on any other hardware that the bag requires. Moving on to the drawstring closure, I typically use a leather cording, but I wanted the closure to match the shoulder strap. So I'm just going to use a regular leather strap and divide that into half. So as most of you know, I kind of create on the fly, and I want to switch up this because I added all of my grommets, and this happens to me regularly because I stay switching stuff up. But I added all of my grommets, including my pocket, but I think I need 2 more holes for my strap, which means I'm going to take out these 2 double cap rivet closures and add grommets here instead. I think aesthetically it'll look better and give me the additional holes that I need for this bag. So I'm going to do that, swap that out, and then we should be able to move forward. And I did just that. So now I can move on. For the ends of our drawstring closure, I didn't want to add the typical drawstring adjuster tab. So right here, I'm just doing an adjuster knot. Do not ask me how I got this knot. I just figured it out after a little bit of trial and error. It's a little crazy, but yeah, it works. It also goes to show you that the possibilities of how you style something or design something is completely up to you. As long as it is functional, don't ever be afraid to step outside the box and not mimic another cookie cutter design. Make it your own, have fun with it, go with the flow, and just create from the heart. That is what sets you apart from the next maker, designer, crafter, what have you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully these techniques, tips, and tricks help you along your design process if you decide to make a bag of this style. And as always, I will catch you on the next one. Peace.